All right, so you're thinking about reading Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and you want to know, like, is it worth it?
That's what we're here for. We've got a ton of professional reviews and a bunch of reader reviews, and we're going to sort of sift through it all
Yeah.
and see if this is really worth your time, you know?
Is it going to be your next, like, book boyfriend obsession, or you could DNF this thing?
Yeah, this one you skip. We'll find out.
Okay, so to start off,
Yeah.
if you can imagine, like, a really scorching desert world,
Okay.
okay? And this world is ruled by, like, a tyrannical queen.
Uh-huh.
Right. So that's where we meet Cerys.
Okay.
She's this really skilled thief,
Mm-hmm.
and she gets whisked away to the hidden realm of the Fae.
Okay, I'm already intrigued.
Yeah, so this is a land of, like, ice and snow.
Interesting contrast.
Yeah, right. And she finds herself, like, entangled in this, like, centuries-old conflict.
Oh, boy.
And she's forced to work with this Fae warrior Kingfisher.
Okay.
So he's, like, powerful,
Mm-hmm.
brooding.
Okay.
I think you know where this is going.
Yeah, so, like, lots of people are excited about this one.
Yeah, and, one reader described Cerys as moonlight, the bite of electricity, the smoke before the killing starts.
Ooh, that's intense.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, does the writing actually live up to that?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah, because I saw some reviews mentioned, like, typos
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, formatting errors.
Yeah, that can be really distracting.
Super distracting.
Yeah, and it seems like Keen readers were bothered by that, but then
Yeah.
there are others who said that they were just so captivated by the story that they could look past those flaws.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a lot of praise for the plot, like it moves really fast.
Okay.
And the magic system, which is based on Quicksilver, have you heard of that?
No.
Sentient liquid metal.
Whoa. Okay. That's cool.
How cool is that?
All right, so we have to talk about Kingfisher for a second.
Yeah, he's the one everyone's talking about.
Yeah, so is he all brooding glares and, like, cheesy lines, or is there more to him?
So it seems like he's kind of a complex character.
Okay.
A lot of readers loved his, like, protective, dominant vibe, like that whole shadow daddy thing.
Right.
But then other readers found him, like, arrogant and even mean sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, like Francesca, for example.
Uh-huh.
She said that she actually DNF'd the book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because she felt like it relied too much on the shadow daddy thing and didn't really develop his character enough.
Okay, so he's not your typical, like, cookie-cutter love interest then.
No, it seems like there's more to him than that.
Okay, well, that brings us to another, like, point that people are talking about a lot, which is the romance.
Yeah?
Some readers thought that the enemies to lovers thing was too rushed.
Okay.
And then there was also a lot of talk about the language.
The language.
Yeah, like,
Oh.
strong language.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pacing of the romance definitely came up a lot. Like, Alexander 745 thought it was too insta-lusty and that the dialogue was kind of unoriginal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then you have Gry, who literally counted how many times the F word was in the book on their
Jeez.
Kindle.
What? No way.
387.
387 times.
That's commitment.
Right. I don't know if I could handle that,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, that would get old. So it seems like maybe this book is not for everyone.
No, maybe not.
But it's interesting because a lot of people are comparing it to other popular fantasy romances like A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Oh, yeah, I saw that a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, are they that similar?
Well,
To people who like a coder like this one?
I mean, there are definitely some similarities. The Fae setting, the powerful male lead the forbidden romance.
Mhm.
But Quicksilver also has its own unique elements.
Okay.
Like Angie Cox thought the world building was really interesting, and she loved the steamy romance and the plot twists.
Okay.
And she actually said that Cerys was a breath of fresh air compared to other female main characters in the genre.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not exactly like a Kotar, but they're in the same family.
Something like that.
What about, like, character development?
Yeah.
I feel like some reviewers said Cerys was really interesting, but then other people were like, she's kind of flat.
It's definitely mixed.
So what's the consensus?
Like, SK, for example, thought the banter between Cerys and Kingfisher was like chef's kiss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they felt like their chemistry really, like, took off in the second half of the book.
Uh-huh.
And Mariana Moore was all about Cerys's, like, girl power attitude. She called her a confident badass.
Okay, I like that.
But then you've got reviewers like Evian92,
Okay.
and she was not impressed by Cerys at all.
Really?
Yeah, she found her kind of boring and hard to relate to
Hmm.
because, like, she already has all the qualities that make people fall for her right from the start.
Yeah, I guess if there's no room to grow,
Right.
it's not as
Yeah,
satisfying.
Exactly.
So I guess it depends what you're looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, some people want a character who's already, like, super strong and competent, and other people want to see them kind of, evolve and become that person.
Exactly. And I think that's what's so interesting about Quicksilver is that it really gets people talking.
Yeah.
Like, you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Some people just flew through it,
Mm-hmm.
but others just could not get past the writing or the pacing.
Okay, so you said that some readers were even saying it's better than a Kotar,
Yeah?
but is that like a common opinion, or is that just like one or two people?
You'll find both sides in the reviews. Like Bailey Latham, for example, she gave it 5 stars and was like, this could actually be even better than a coder.
Wow.
Yeah, she specifically mentioned the magic system, the found family trope, and obviously Kingfisher.
The emo shadow daddy.
Exactly.
But then there are other reviewers like Sue Miz
Yeah.
who were not as happy.
No.
She called it a mediocre attempt at fantasy.
Ouch.
Yeah, and said the writing was weak and it just used a bunch of tropes that had been done before. And she even compared it to Fourth Wing,
Oh, wow.
Angel, which is another popular book in this genre.
Yeah.
And she said Quicksilver doesn't even come close.
Okay, so we've got some strong opinions here.
Yeah, this book is definitely polarizing.
Yeah.
So, like, what do we tell our listeners?
That's the big question, right?
Because we want to help them figure out if this book is worth their time.
Exactly. And I think what we've done here is given them a good overview of what to expect.
Okay.
We've highlighted the good and the bad. So, like, it's a fast-paced escapist read with a unique magic system and, a steamy romance.
Right.
But it also has some flaws. Like, some people think the writing is not great and there's a lot of cursing. And some readers found some of the tropes kind of problematic.
Yeah, so I guess it all comes down to personal preference.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're just looking for something light and fun and you don't mind if it's a little rough around the edges, then Quicksilver might be perfect for you.
But if you want something with more depth,
Yeah.
or if you're, like, really sensitive to certain tropes or language,
Right.
maybe you should skip this one.
Exactly.
Oh, and remember, like, one reviewer mentioned a strange plot point, but they didn't go into detail.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Makes you wonder what it could be.
Yeah, and if it would make the series better or worse.
Right. Okay, so we've talked about the romance, the action, the shadow daddy thing.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
We've heard from the people who loved it and the people who hated it.
Yeah, some strong opinions, for sure.
So now, like, what's the verdict? Is Quicksilver worth reading?
If you love fantasy romance, especially books that are fast-paced and have a strong female lead, I think Quicksilver has a lot to offer.
Okay.
Like, the magic system is really unique, the world building is interesting, and the chemistry between Cerys and Kingfisher is off the charts.
Yeah, but we also talked about some things that might not be for everyone.
Right.
Like the writing style
Yeah.
and all the cursing. And some people thought the shadow daddy trope was a little over the top.
It can definitely be divisive.
Yeah, so I guess it really depends on what you're looking for in a book.
Exactly. Like, if you can look past some of the flaws and you like a little bit of, like, over-the-top romance,
Yeah.
then you'll probably love Quicksilver.
But if you want something with more, like, character development, or if you're sensitive to certain tropes or language,
All right.
then maybe this one's not for you.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
And then there's that mysterious plot point that one of the reviewers mentioned.
Oh, yeah. What was that all about?
I don't know, but it makes you curious.
Totally. Like, what could it be?
Maybe it'll, like, change how we see the characters or something.
I mean, anything's possible at this point.
Yeah, I guess that's part of the fun of reading these kinds of books.
Yeah, for sure. It keeps you guessing.
So I think we've given everyone a lot to think about.
Yeah, we've looked at all sides of it.
So ultimately, the decision is yours. We've given you the information, the insights, the different perspective. Now it's time to trust your gut.
Yeah.
Will you be adding Quicksilver into your TVR, or are you going to move on to something else?
Let us hope.
Happy reading.